Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. So, I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening, Shankar Chauhan. Good evening. So, I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening, Prince. Okay. So, good evening, everyone, and I welcome you all to the daily current affairs session at KGS IAS platform. Okay. So, we are starting the current affair discussion in English medium, and the topics which we are going to discuss today. Let us see that what are the topics which we are having. The first topic is with respect to India and New Zealand. The first topic which we are having today is with respect to India-New Zealand trade deal. The second topic which we will talk about, the second topic which we are going to talk about is the orbital threats. And at the same time, today we are having the National Farmers Day. We are also celebrating the National Farmers Day. So we are also going to talk a little bit about the farmers of India. Okay. Now the fourth part is we are going to also see some prelims specific articles, around 3 articles from prelims point of view. Yes, that one question which was asked last day also, that in mentorship batch the timetable has not been uploaded. Just look at the application from where you have purchased this test series batch. In there itself, in the document section, you will find that there is the schedule of this batch. Okay. So Prince Roshan, I will suggest you that when you are looking at the KGS website, when you are looking at the Khan Global Studies website, so there itself, you will find that in the section where we have to where we have this entire course detail, there itself this timetable has been provided. And as you can see, Shankar has also confirmed that it has been uploaded. So last day and prior to that also I have informed the team. So last day it was confirmed by the team also that yes, it is there. Okay. So good evening. Okay. So let's start. Now last day there was also one question from Anjali. I will come back to that also. Now here I have given you 4 question. Question number 4. In India, judicial review employs what? Okay. So in this case, I think you all have given this answer. The power of judiciary to pronounce upon the constitutionality of laws and executive order. So this is the meaning of judicial review. Answer A is there. And in the name of principal organs of United Nations, there are 5 principal organs which are working now. There are 5 principal organs which are working as of now. Okay. So in order to memorize them, we have this one trick. GS is economics. Okay. So we have this one trick, which is G for General Assembly. Here we have the General Assembly. S is for Security Council. Security Council. I is for International Court of Justice. This is for the Secretariat. Secretariat. And Economic and Social Council. Economic plus Social Council. So there are 5 principal organs of United Nations as of now. There was a body called as Trusteeship Council also, which was functional till 1994. But after that, it is on hold. It is not functioning anymore. Why it is not functioning? Because now there are no colonies in the world as of now. Now there is no country in the world which is under the colony of any of the nations of the world. So hence, Trusteeship Council is not operational as of now. The 5 principal organs are there of United Nations. Okay. So that is, I think many of you have given answer also for this. So let's see today's question. Let us see today's question also. There is this one question. How many of the following statements are correct with respect to NTCA? It is the statutory body under the Environment Protection Act 1986. It is headed by Minister in charge of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Its approval is required for setting up any national parks or tiger reserves in India. Sorry, a little bit change here. All three, and this will be none. So what will be the answer for this question? How many of the following is or are correct with respect to NTCA? B option, B option, A option, B option. Now, if we look at this, I think most of the people have gone for option number B, B option. So if you look at this, it is a statutory body under the Environment Protection Act of 1986. This one is incorrect. It is under the provision of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. The first option is incorrect. It is headed by Minister in charge of MOEFCC. This one is also correct. Its approval is required for setting up Tiger Reserve. That is correct. But for national parks, its approval is not required. The third statement is also incorrect. The correct answer will be option number A. So there is only one correct answer, and that is from Ranjit. Okay. So here the answer is option number A. For national park, NTCA is not responsible, and it is not under Environment Protection Act of 1986. It is under the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. The southern oceans have become a net source of carbon emissions in the last few decades. Second option is saying the global warming is pushing the CO2 rich water in upward direction. Question number 2. The southern oceans have become a net source of carbon emissions in the last few decades. The global warming is pushing the CO2 rich water in upward direction. Question number 2. So, what will be the answer here? What will be the answer in this case? The southern oceans have become a net source. D option. There is one answer from Arshad. D answer. D answer. D answer and B answer. So here the correct answer will be option number D. That is, the statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct. See, last day I told you that they have not become a net source of carbon emission in the last few decades. They have not been a source of carbon emissions in the last few decades. So that is one thing which we can see here. They are not considered as of now as a net source of carbon dioxide. So that's why the answer D will be correct. G7 is a formal group of 7 countries established through a treaty in 1975. It has been instrumental in setting up of FATF, Financial Action Task Force. So which of them is are correct? Which of the following statements is or are correct? G7 is a formal group of 7 countries established through a treaty in 1975. It has been instrumental in setting up of FATF, Financial Action Task Force. B option, D option, D option. So if you look at this one question also, first thing, it is a formal group of 7 countries established through a treaty in 1975. It is incorrect. There is no treaty. It is an informal group. There is no treaty and this is an informal group. Last day I told you that there are certain institutes in which G7 has played a very much important role or key role. One of them is FATF. Then we have the PGII also. In the recent times we have seen that GAIN network is also there. So these are some of the new things which have come up with respect to this G7. So here the answer will be option number B, that is 2 only. So here the answer is correct, B option. Now we are coming to today's topic, India and New Zealand. Okay. गलती से अमेरिकन क्लास में आ गए. Welcome to American class. Here you can get the classes without visa. That is the advantage of coming to classes on YouTube. You won't be required H1B visa for attending these sessions. Okay. So now we have this India and New Zealand trade deals. Now from examination point of view, first of all try to understand this, that from exam point of view, what is important? Can there be a question on this aspect, that what are the parts of India and New Zealand trade deal? Now this might make the headlines, but in actual, if you look at this, India and New Zealand trade deal are not that much significant. Okay, but still let us see some parts of it. When we are talking about India and New Zealand deal, just look at the trade volume. Just look at this trade volume. From here itself you can understand that our trade with respect to New Zealand is quite on the lower scale. Okay, just look at this. Just look at this, that we have a total export of $711 million with New Zealand, and the import value is 587 million. Means in total our trade is approximately, our trade with New Zealand is approximately $1,300 million. This is our trade with respect to New Zealand. Okay, so this trade deal which we are talking about, just look at the figure. From the economic point of view, the trade between India and New Zealand is very small. It is very small. Okay, now what has been decided? If you look at this, what has been decided, that New Delhi has agreed to reduce tariff on 95% of products. Okay, so 95% tariff reduction. Okay, tariff reduction on tariff reduced on import from New Zealand, on import from New Zealand, and that is for 95% product. This is for 95% product, and in turn New Zealand is going to eliminate tariff on 100% of its tariff lines for all Indian products. Means Indian exporters are going to get a tariff free, Indian exporters are going to get a tariff free export in case of New Zealand. But the question is that a significant move? In fact, the total tariff which was being imposed by New Zealand on Indian export was just around 2%. The total tariff which was there between India and New Zealand was just around 2%. Like our concession with US is more than 10% or 15%. When US is imposing a tariff of 50%, you will find that 5-6% waiver is there. So it roughly comes around 44% or 43%. So this is the amount of discount which we get in tariff with US, Europe, and other countries. The amount of tariff which New Zealand is imposing on Indian export is what we get in discount. Okay, so this is one thing. Our trade with New Zealand, it was already at quite low tariff. Okay, then we see that New Zealand has committed $20 billion investment into India over the next 15 years. Okay, so this is one part, like $20 billion investment is going to come to India through New Zealand over the next 15 years. Next 15 years. You can imagine from there that in the next 15 years we are getting $20 billion. We give more grants to South Asian countries. Okay, so this is like on a very small scale. Okay, if you look at this area from the places in news part, this can be one important angle. Like here we are having the Coral Sea. This is New Zealand. Here we have the Tasman Sea. Okay, so only this part is important, and this is being considered as part of Oceania. Okay, there is a region called as Oceania. Okay, so although it is not a formal term, but still Oceania is something which is getting the limelight these days. Okay, Oceania is something which is getting the limelight these days. So here you can see that in the Oceania part we have this entire region of Australia, certain portions of the island nations over here, and New Zealand also. Okay, so this is the location of New Zealand. That is the only thing which matters here from exam point of view. Okay, what is region that India is reducing tariff to many countries? Yes, so tell me, I want the answer to this question from your side. Why India is reducing the tariff for many countries? Like recently we see that in 2025 we have got deal with UK, we have got deal with UAE. Okay, we have also got deal with New Zealand. Okay, there is deal with Oman also, but again Oman and other relations. So tell me, why we are doing this? Why we are going for separate trade deals with many countries? See, this is one part. If you look at India, India has not been party to any of the trade bloc. If you look at this one part, when we talk about India, we are not a party to any major trade bloc. That is one part. Okay, second thing, WTO, this is something which has become dysfunctional. Third thing, now we are trying to diversification of India's export. Diversification of India's export. We are looking at diversification of India's export. We see that growth of export potential of Indian businesses. The Indian enterprises, they are having a growth. Okay, so this is why we are trying to negotiate the trade deal with as many countries as possible, including US, including European Union. Okay, and there is also one thing, that is rise of anti-globalization anti-globalization or protectionist regime. The countries of the world, they are having this nature, they are having or they are adopting this nature where they are trying to become more and more protective of their domestic industries. So that is a threat to our exports and all. So that's why we are looking at more and more trade deals with many of the countries of the world. Okay. Now coming to the second topic. The second topic is about the astronauts. That how we are saving our astronauts. The first thing is, like, from what we need the saving. We need the saving from what things? So there are two types of debris. Two types of space debris. This two type of space debris, one is natural and one is artificial. This is from the satellites, rockets, okay, etc. And this is from meteoroids. This is largely from the meteoroids. Okay. So what we see here, that we have a special type of like a thing called as micrometeoroids. They are basically fragments of meteoroids. And what we see, that traveling at speed of around 7 to 12 kilometer per second. They are traveling at a speed of around 11 to 72 kilometer per second. So they are traveling at a speed of around 11 to 72 kilometer per second, and this is something which is lethal for spacecraft. This is something which is lethal for spacecraft. This is something which is lethal for the spacecrafts or even the astronauts or space mission. So we are having one thing called as micrometeoroids. So they are basically the tiny fragments of meteoroids, or some of them are also coming from the asteroid belt. Okay. So from there also you will find like around 80 to 90% they originate from collision between the asteroid in the asteroid belt, with a small portion coming from the comets. Okay. So this is one thing. The micrometeoroids, they are coming from the asteroid belt, they are orbiting around the earth, and they are becoming a risk for our astronauts or for the space mission. They are becoming a risk for the space mission and the asteroid. So this is one type of threat which we see in the space. There is another threat that is called as the orbital debris. They are basically artificial debris. And they are mostly concentrated. They are something which are mostly concentrated in low Earth orbit. So they are considered lethal for space station or astronauts. Okay. So they are mostly concentrated in this low Earth orbit. They also have a speed they also have a speed of near about 10 kilometer per second. They are also having a speed of 10 kilometer per second. Okay. So this is one part. They are having a speed of 10 kilometer per second. So that is one thing which we see in the case of orbital debris. In the case of orbital debris. Now, if you look at this, just to show you an image that how it has been growing. In 1957, this was the extent of orbital debris. In 2005, this is the extent of orbital debris. In 2018, this is the extent of orbital debris. And in 2030, you can see that how the debris are looking at. How intense amount of debris are there around the sun. Sorry, around the earth. So if you look at this now, the debris, they have been growing year by year. Their amount has been growing year by year. This is the representation of space debris in the low earth orbit of the earth. Okay. So this is the 2030 prediction which is there from the space agencies. This is as per the European Space Agency. This is as per the European Space Agency that what is the status of debris right now. So in 2025 it will be in the middle of this, like more than 2018, less than 2030. So it will be in the middle of that. Okay. So this is the space debris which are present here in the space. Now the thing is, what is the solution? What is the solution? Now generally people will say that we need to bring it down. We need to reduce the amount of debris in the space. But it cannot be done in one day, 1 year or 1 decade. It will take a lot of time. It is going to take a lot of time. Now the question is, how to safeguard our astronauts? How to safeguard our astronauts when we are having such a huge amount of debris in the space? How we are going to safeguard our astronauts? Okay. So what will be the solution? What can be the solution? Basically, when we are talking about the space missions, they are equipped with one thing called as the Whipple shield. There is one thing called as the Whipple shield. Okay. So this is something which is protecting. It is something which is protecting the spacecrafts from impact of debris. So there is a shield. There is a shield. There is a shield which is there with the spacecraft. The astronaut missions which we are sending, they are having that shield around them which is protecting them from the impact of the orbital debris or the space debris. So this Whipple shield is like this. Okay, there are 3 layers. There are 3 layers of steel here. There are 3 layers of the shield here, and this shield is protecting the ships from the impact of. It is protecting the spacecraft from the impact of space debris. Okay, so this Whipple shield is there. This is one of the alternative. This is protecting the spacecraft from the impact of debris. So in examination, you can expect this one question about Whipple shield. That what exactly is Whipple shield? So Whipple shield is one thing which can protect the astronauts from the impact of space debris. Okay. So there are multiple layers. There are multiple layers of metals which is protecting the spacecraft from the impact of. It is protecting the spacecraft from the impact of the space debris. So that is the second topic, the orbital threats and how it is being tackled. Okay. Now, coming to the third part. So we have the National Farmers Day today. Today is 23rd of December. Okay. It is strong enough. It is strong enough to like withstand the impact of the orbital debris. It is strong enough, like it is stronger than any type of bullet jackets which we are having. It is stronger than any type of bullet jackets which we are having. So quite a strong one. Okay. Now we are having the National Farmers Day today. So tell me something about Indian farmers. Tell me something about Indian farmers. What do you know about Indian farmers? Now this is one topic where I expect you to give me the answer. When we are talking about UPSC exam also, agriculture is one of the main topics of your examination. You may have read about farmers multiple times in editorial and all. Yes, it is celebrated on the eve of birthday of Chaudhary Charan Singh. Okay, so from 2001, the National Farmer Day is being celebrated on the eve of the birthday of Chaudhary Charan Singh, who was also the ex Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister of India. They are facing challenge. Okay, what sort of challenge? Backbone or nervous system of the nation. Okay, 45% of India's population. Okay, okay, fine. Most vulnerable species in the world. Okay, so when we are talking about the National Farmers Day, so what is some facts with respect to the farmers of India? Okay, the first thing which we can see that like 17% to GDP. Employment to nearly 50% of population. To nearly 50% of the population. Okay. When we talk about the farmers in India, when we are talking about the farmers in India, what we see that they are the one, the pioneers of green revolution, India's development. From food scarcity to food security. Whenever we talk about the Indian farmers, you have to understand one thing. They have ensured that now India is a food secure country. We have got the food security. Okay. When we talk about the farmers in India, let me give you certain facts. Okay. Let me give you certain facts. India has the largest cattle herd, the largest area under wheat, rice, and cotton, and ranks as the world's top producer of milk, pulses, and spices. It has the largest cattle herd, the largest area under wheat, rice, and cotton, ranks as the world's top producer of milk, pulses, and spices. It is the second largest producer of fruits, vegetables, tea, farmed fish, cotton, sugarcane, wheat, and rice. Okay. So when we talk about Indian farmers, you have to mention this one part. that India has got the largest cattle herd, the largest area under wheat, rice, cotton, and ranks as the world's top producer of milk, pulses, and spices. Okay. Pioneer means the leader. Okay. Second largest producer of fruits, vegetables, tea, farmed fish, cotton, sugarcane, wheat, and rice. Okay. So that is what, when we talk about Indian farmer, that is the situation. But the second part of it, there is a second part of it. When we see the Indian farmers, 50% of them are in a state of debt. 50% of them are in a state of debt. The 50% of the farmers in India are in the state of debt. 70% have less than 1 hectare of land holding. 70% of the farmers are having less than 1 hectare of land holding. Okay. Now, agriculture, the slowest growing sector in last 30 years. It is not for 1 year, it is not for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. From the last 30 to 35 years, agriculture has been the slowest growing sector in India. We have seen that industries have gone high, service sector has gone extremely high, but the contribution of agriculture to the GDP has been consistently decreasing. The profitability of agriculture has been continuously declining. Indian farmers are experiencing the worst of the worst case in the entire world. Productivity is low, profitability is low. A huge number of farmers are committing suicides every year. In one of the previous sessions, we have talked about farmer suicide in India also. So we see that a large number of them are also committing suicides. So now, what is the solution? What is the solution for India's farmers' condition? What is the solution for the condition of farmers in India? Think about this. It is 50% of the population which we are talking about. It is not just a simple like 1 lakh people or 2 lakh people or 10 lakh people. It is 50% of the population of the country. So when you are seeing all those reports, the inequality reports, when you are looking at all those inequality reports, which says that the top 1% is having 15% or 20% of the nation's assets, and the 50% of the country have less than 10% of the assets of the country. So you can see why they are having less than 10% of the assets of the country, because the bottom 50% is mainly from the farmer section. They are not having any assets. Okay. So what is the solution? Nowadays a new solution is there. When something is not working, we have a solution. We can change the name of that particular thing. By changing the name, the things start to become good. So we can have some name change for the farmers. That can provide the solution for the farmers' problem in India. We can have some change in the name. Maybe we can have something new like Viksit Bharat, something new. Okay. We can change the name of farmer to something else. Okay. So Think about this and give me the answer to this question, that what is the solution for farmers issue. Okay. So that is our third topic. Now coming to the prelims specific topic. So now coming to the prelims specific topic. So first we have the blue NDC challenge. Okay. So what is this blue NDC challenge? It is like it aims to integrate the oceans into national climate strategies under the Paris Agreement. So this is something which has been proposed by United Nations. Okay. If we look at this, the objective is to integrate ocean based climate solution into national climate strategies to meet the 1.5 degrees Celsius target and enhance resilience. It has been launched in 2025 on the 10th anniversary of the Paris Agreement. Okay. And its founding members are Brazil, which has partnered with France to launch the initiative. So it has been joined by other countries also like Australia, Fiji, Kenya, Mexico, Palau, and Republic of Seychelles. Okay. So these all countries have come together to come with the blue NDC challenge. NDC is nationally determined contribution. So you can understand from here that this is a new initiative. In environment, there have been questions on new initiative. So this is also a new initiative, blue NDC challenge. It has been like started by Brazil in association with some other countries. So it is under the purview of UNFCCC. It is under the purview of UNFCCC, and objective is quite simple. Objective is quite simple, just to integrate the NDC related to oceans in the national strategy. So that is the blue NDC challenge. Then we have the International Big Cat Alliance also. Okay. So this is something which was launched by India in April 2023. Okay. So this is a treaty based intergovernmental organization, and it is focusing on conservation of 7 big cats, that is tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, puma, jaguar, and cheetah. It is something which is coordinated by the NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority, and its secretariat is also there in New Delhi. Okay. So it is trying to have cooperation among the range countries of the big cats. Okay. So right now these are the members. You can see Nepal, it had joined it recently. Recently there was a news that Nepal had joined it. So right now if you look at this, in total 13 countries are member of this. 13 countries are member to this organization. India is there, Armenia, Bhutan, Cambodia, Ethiopia, Eswatini, Guinea, Suriname, Somalia, Rwanda, Nepal, Nicaragua, and Liberia. When India has launched this International Big Cat Alliance in 2023, Bangladesh was a key party. Bangladesh was a key member of this IBCA. But later on, you all might be aware that the conditions in Bangladesh had reversed from there. The conditions had changed, and the new government which has been formed there, it has not taken any interest in joining the IBCA as of now. Okay. So Bangladesh is not a party. Remember that part. Okay. Now, if you look at this, there is this third article. You all might be aware that we are having 96 Ramsar sites. You all may be aware that we have got 96 Ramsar sites. So what is the process? What is the process of declaration of Ramsar sites? What is the process? The process is like this, that the Ministry of Environment, it is acting as the nodal ministry for wetland conservation. Okay. Now, the state government is giving a proposal to the ministry. The state government, they are giving a proposal. This proposal is given to Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay. Then this is something it will be like giving the proposal. This will forward the proposal to whom? It is going to forward the proposal to Ramsar Secretariat. Ramsar Secretariat. And then it is like, if approved, then it is added to the list. So the designation, first of all, the state government is going to give the proposal. They are going to give this proposal to whom? They will be forwarding this proposal to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Once the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is approving this, then they will submit it. They are going to submit it to the Ramsar Secretariat. And if the Ramsar Secretariat agrees, then we will see that the Ramsar site is going to be added. It will be reflected in the list. Okay. So the process starts with the state. It all depends on the state government. If the state government has an intent of declaring a proper area as wetland, then only the process starts. Okay. So this is one thing. It is not done unilaterally by the union government. It has to start with the state government. State government gives the proposal. On the basis of that proposal, the union ministry gives the proposal to the Ramsar Secretariat. And if it is approved, then the Ramsar site is added to the list. Okay. So I hope all these things are clear. Any doubt in these 6 topics? The first topic which we have seen is related to India and New Zealand Trade Pact. The second topic which we have seen is the space debris and the Whipple shield. The third topic which we have seen here, is like the third topic which we have seen here is with respect to the farmers. The fourth topic which we have seen is blue NDC. The fifth topic, like we have talked about this Ramsar site also, and then prior to this we have talked about the topic of NTCA. So any doubt in any of these topics? Now there was this one question from Anjali, that you have not been getting the time to revise your topics due to the hectic schedule of the colleges. See Anjali, the thing is, it's going to be a challenge always. Many a times you have this one issue or another issue, there will always be a challenge. But the best thing is, you can always do the fresh start. You can always have the fresh start. And right now there is the proper opportunity for it. You are having 6-7 days, 8 days actually remaining in this year. So for 8 days you can sort out all other challenges which are there. You can spend some time for vacation also, and then after that, from the new month and from the new year, you can start once again with fresh mind. Do not worry about what things have happened in the past. Do not worry about this one thing, that I have left this portion, I have left that portion. Just start it from one point. And you will realize that once you are doing it, you will always be able to cover the remaining portions. But just start it from one point. So that is one thing which is required. Any other question or doubt? Shankar, I have taken a note of it, that you have got your link deleted or something. So which link you have got deleted? Like, I could not understand which link was deleted. The link for what? Now this is one question which you have to give the answer in the comment box. Okay, so I expect you all to give the answer for this one question in the comment box, and at the same time, Shankar, give a little bit more detail about your concern. I will forward it to the team. Okay, so just in the comment box mention in a bit detail about your concern. Okay, and I will give it to the team. Okay, so thank you so much everyone. Take care. We will meet again tomorrow. and then we will discuss it. From where we can get PDF? We can get the PDF from KGS IAS Telegram channel. You can just go to the Telegram channel, search for KGS IAS, and from there you can get the PDF. Okay. Okay, Shankar, just mention your concern once in the comment box in a little bit more detail so that I can forward it to the team and they can understand it. Okay. So, thank you so much. Take care and all the best. Thank you.